In this video, I'm going to walk you through how I helped a large nonprofit organization solve an operational problem using AI and automation. So if your organization runs large complex programs, compliance tracking, or multi-step processes manually, this one's for you. So some context before we get into the demo itself. This nonprofit runs a program called Chem Stewards for its member companies, which is a 3-year rigorous audit cycle. When I came in, I found 50 plus member companies being tracked manually with no centralized system, no visibility into the audit cycle, no dynamic reporting. Everything was being tracked in spreadsheets and email. There was one person that was responsible for the success of the entire program. She knew the process pretty well. Some of it was documented, most of it lived in her head, and essentially she was a single point of failure. What made this really urgent for the organization was its own external audit risk. In other words, if an auditor came in and audited this program, they would most certainly fail, which would lead to a loss in possible funding, continuity of the program, and their credibility. So let me show you a diagram of the system and how it was designed. So on the left, we can see 4 pain points: manually tracking of 50 plus companies, outdated SOPs that hadn't been touched in 8 years, single point of failure, fragmented communication, no system alerts, no visibility. And then on the right, we have 3 key inputs that feed into our Airtable system: develop and revise SOPs, building a dynamic intake form. So rather than members getting emails, a form is available to them to be able to sign up. And then ongoing audit steps, updates as the company progresses through their cycle. And then we have 4 outputs: centralized communication via Slack. So all communication alerts are sent to the team through Slack that are triggered by the Airtable system. Dashboards that are real-time dashboards for leadership visibility, automated welcome emails. So as new members sign up, they receive an email telling them about the onboarding with welcome packets, and then updated SOPs that the team can use to continue the process. So let's now look at Airtable. So this is the member companies table. And so on this table, every member company, their certification status, their key dates are all captured here in one place. And then this is a deeper dive table that's linked to the member companies table. In this table, every company has individual audit milestones that are tracked across their three-year cycle: the certification stage, which year they're in, who's responsible, the status, due dates, and notes. And each milestone is its own record, so nothing gets lumped together or lost. Now I'm going to go ahead and simulate a new member joining. So here, I've already pre-filled out the member form. So we're going to call this Lone Star Chemical Group. Here's the contact person and then their information, and we'll go ahead and hit submit. Now that the form has been submitted in our system, going into the member table, we can see that instantly a new record was added for this new company. Their information was added as well. And if we go into our email simulation, we can see that a welcome email was sent out to the POs, letting them know that we received their application and the name of their company. This is all dynamic information. You can add a welcome packet link as well in here, and letting them know that the team will be reaching out to them shortly for the onboarding process. And then simultaneously, the team receives a message in Slack in our Chem Stewards team channel with a new alert saying that a new company has joined, and this is their information as well as the action for the team. So the team has an action to update certain fields in the system. And in order to make that easy and efficient, we've added a link to where that information needs to be updated. So we can click that link here. And then now we can select our certification date. So we'll just do just a couple of months out to the future. And then we'll add an audit since this is a new company. This will be a year 1 gap analysis. and then we'll add year one. We have not started. We'll assign a team member, and we'll give it a due date. So we'll say January 16th, and we'll leave a just short comment, new member onboarding. And that's it. So now what we've done is now we've filled out that missing information in the table. And then we, on our audit steps table, now we have a new row in here for our Lone Star Chemical Group, and then the comment here as well as the status. So before I show the dashboard, I want to show the automations as well. So there are two automations for this part of the system. When a form is submitted, a new message is sent to the team alerting them that a member has joined and the action they need to take. A welcome email is sent to the member and the action that they may need to take. Additionally, we now have the audit steps added into our audit table. The system will track that and make sure that if something is due within 30 days, the status isn't complete, the team will get a proactive Slack alert. No one has to remember to check. The system is doing that for you. Okay, let me flip over to the dashboard now. And so here is the dashboard. It's a very simplified dashboard letting us know how many audits to do this month, overdue audits, if there are any that need to be looked at, and audits in progress. So if I hover over the pie chart, this is a dynamic dashboard. So if I want to click on audit steps here and look at the data that's feeding into the dashboard, I can actually open the entry itself. Now we can see this is a year one gap analysis. It's assigned to this person. This is the due date. And then this is the company. So leadership can drill down and review information in the tables through the dashboard. So what used to be invisible and fragile is now transparent and resilient. One system built an Airtable, replacing years of manual work and eliminating real compliance risk. And if your organization is managing programs like this is the kind of system we can help you build. If you have any questions, there are links in the bio. Thank you.